Hello, good evening from here. And I think it's good afternoon in North America, and it's probably evening in Nigeria. So, you're welcome to Opinion Sharers, and my name is Paul. Today, we are going to be continuing from where we stopped a few days ago, where we were talking about what is happening in Nigeria. I mean, to Nigerians in the UAE. And so, because this is a topic that we are invested in, and we some things have happened between now and then, and we want to find out what's the update, what is happening now, but most importantly, if you've seen what I've written on the screen, we want to look at the experiences of the people. What is their experience like? We want them to share their experience, and if they can share their experience, would talk to the village boy maybe after the show. We'll find a way to, if possible, promote the broadcast such that more Nigerians can see, and maybe somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody that knows some people in Buhari's cabinet or kitchen might be able to say, "Okay, some people are suffering, or maybe Buhari's wife, so that somebody might tell her in the other room." Anyway, that's
Can you share it, please?
okay. Let me. So please do share if you are joining us. Please share, share, share. If you have seen this broadcast now, please help us sharing it. If possible, if you belong to groups, share it in those groups where you belong so that other people would be able to join the discussion. I want also have people sharing their experience since this brouhaha between the Nigerian government, the silent brouhaha between Nigerian government and the UAE. We want to hear your experiences of people on ground, people who have been impacted, maybe their business, their job, their emotions, their health, however it may have affected these citizens of Nigeria. Maybe just send you the link on WhatsApp.
Okay.
Tosin, let me send it to. So we are going to be inviting some people, to come and share their experience, and then others will join us in the comment section. And if you are in the UAE, you've been impacted, and you want to share your experience, please drop a message. Drop a message in the comment section. We'll find a way to bring you in to share your experience if that is possible.
I've not seen your WhatsApp messages. Couldn't share the link.
You've not seen the WhatsApp?
Yeah. Okay. Think I've seen it now.
Okay. So I'm quickly going to share it in some groups. Okay. Eclipse concept. You're welcome. So this is one of our guests from
Yes, sir.
the UAE, I believe. And then there is Olua Toby.
Good
You guys are
evening.
welcome. You are welcome. You are welcome to Opinion Sharers. So please do grab the link and share. Tosin, can you please share the link with them so that they can also share it? Okay, I'm sure we have been sharing it. Um, so, just for the benefit of those who were not here last Saturday, uh, what we talked about was the experience of Nigerians in the UAE currently as regards the ban on employment visa for Nigerians. So the implication of that is that it is not official that Nigerians can. Okay, I think I would allow people that are directly impacted to share it with us. What happened? So, but I'm just trying to see. Tosin, are you busy? Okay, you seem to be busy. Yeah.
I'm here.
Okay. I want you to please give us just a brief idea, just in case some people would be joining us for the first time. Just let them know what is happening briefly. Tosin was also on Channels News during the week, and to share his opinion. If in case you have seen the clip, you must have seen his face. So please do give us an insight into what's happening. And and the beauty about this is that you can see that Channels only allow them to talk briefly, you know. But here on Opinion Sharers, you have the table. All right, go ahead.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Welcome, Prince Adeleke. Good evening,
Okay.
bro. Ugochukwu Madukwe. Kingsley Kenneth, thank you. All right, Tosin, go ahead, please. Give us an intro.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure to be here again this evening. Thank you for allowing us to use this platform to reach out to Nigerian government. And the what has been happening since February is that there's a flight ban between UAE and Nigeria. The Emirates airline has introduced 4-hour PCR test before the flight for our passengers our passenger boarding from Nigeria to UAE. And after they introduced that and running for some days or weeks, the Nigerian government said no to it. They described the exercise as discriminating, and they banned Emirates Airline from operating in Nigeria. After the ban on Emirates Airline, Emirates also banned flights from Nigeria. That is February 2021. And going forward, June 2021, also some month ago, UAE banned work permits for Nigerians workers in Dubai, in UAE. They banned work permit for them, and as a result of this, a lot of people have lost their job. Uh, we have data of more than 700 people that have lost their job, and we have cases of people that cannot afford their bills again. Those that a lot of people have been forced to be homeless. Some people are sleeping in the parks now, in the garage, on the streets. Last week on the show, we have a case of a guy that's sleeping in an uncompleted building. So life has not been good for Nigerians living in the Dubai, those that are working here, because even those that are presently working and they have their work permit with them, they are not sure if this persists, it will soon get to them. A lot of people are losing their job by the day, daily. People are losing job, and it's getting out of hand because these are breadwinners of their family. These are people that are family that are they're taking care of either in Dubai here or in Nigeria. So it is disheartening. And the more surprising thing is the attitude of Nigerian government. Some weeks ago, the Sun newspaper contacted the Ministry of Internal Affairs, and they said they are not aware. So the attitude of Nigerian government also is towards this is surprising. I don't think if I should use surprising, because they have always been lukewarm to issues that need urgent reaction. So we have been on the call out for some weeks now, calling on them to mend their relationship with their UAE counterparts so that we Nigerians living in Dubai can have a smooth life again. Because as we speak now, a lot of people are having tension. A lot of people have even gone back to Nigeria because they cannot renew their work permit. Those that cannot afford to extend their visa on their own. So it's really bad. And tonight also we have friends in the struggle. Eclipse Concept. We were together at Nigerian Embassy some days ago, and we were both interviewed by the. In fact, he led us to the Nigerian Embassy, and maybe as the show goes on, we will get to that. How we have to force our way there. So, and Mr. Oluwatobi is one of the affected people. He had an interview some weeks ago, I think months ago, also with channels on his predicament. As the show continues, I think you'll be sharing more light on that too.
Thank you, Tosin. Okay, we are having more people joining us to share their experience. I want us to make it, um, it's probably some people might not understand what it is if they are hearing it from me, or people who might have been seeing Tosin's face on this platform. They think, oh, these guys are just talking. But then when you have people that have been directly impacted, just maybe the government might listen. So on that note, I would call Eclipse Concept. Tosin said you were involved in the meeting at the Nigerian embassy. Can you please give us an insight into that?
Good evening, comrades in the struggle, citizens, and Comrade Oluwatobi. And thanks for the privilege, Mr. Paul and Baba Boluwatife. Thank you for the privilege to be on this platform, sir. It's a great privilege. So, um, you know, the question people keep asking me is, are you affected? Then I just have to smile. Like you said, it's difficult for you to tell the story because people might not believe you. But the truth of the matter is, as it is now, I am not affected. But who knows if I will be affected? And that is why I'm part of this movement. Because Yorùbá máa ń pòwe wọ́n ní ikú tó ń pa ojú ẹ̀ ní òwe ńlá ló ń pa fún yàn. So tó bá dẹ̀ ń gbọ́ gbégbègbè kọ́ má bàa gbé sẹ́yìn ilé mi. So that's why I have to, you know, I have to be part of this struggle. And I've seen a lot of my brothers and sisters who cannot even afford talk of transportation, where to sleep, name everything. It's so disheartening and so discouraging. And then the Nigerian government feels that maybe people are lying about this, or it's just a frame up story or something. They are so lackadaisical about it. A such nonchalant attitude. So I I stepped into this struggle because I believe that we can all do it together. And so far so good. I would say that we are progressing and we are not giving up. And we are calling on the federal government to wake up to their responsibility. You know, at the embassy, it was a lot of drama, and we everything just came out in a very funny way. We know the people we are dealing with, and we also have to prepare for them.
Can
That's
you
it.
can you please give us a little bit specifics? in terms
Okay,
of what
okay,
discussions happened at the embassy.
okay. So at the embassy, they we had the discussion because unfortunately, as at the time we sent the mail, we didn't get the response to the mail. It's so that's the way they behave anyway. So we are not surprised. We weren't surprised about the attitude. But with myself and some other comrades, we some of the courage to go down to Abu Dhabi, based on the fact that we got an acknowledged mail that they received our mail, but we were not given the date to come. So what are we waiting for? We are crying, we are dying. So let's go back to our home, which is our embassy, which is our country. If you want to throw us out, then throw us out. Then we know that we've been to our country. You guys are not able to help us. You are not ready to accept us in our country. So it was a lot of arguments. No, go back home. We'll give you a day to come. I said, we are already here. We all said we are already there. So therefore, you have to attend to us. You don't expect us to go back to Dubai, to different Emirates. We are there already. So someone must attend to us. But unfortunately, I think the ambassador wasn't around that day. I don't know, but that was what they told us. But I believe that if actually he was around, with the whole conversation we had that day for more than 2 hours, if he has human feeling, then they need to table the discussion on the round table after we left. You can see the eat up, the kind of argument. And the most very painful thing is, they lack communication process. They lack communication. This is an embassy that you send an email to, they will never respond to you. You call them, they will never pick up the call. So, why is the office existing? That is the question. If you're not ready to do your job, then scrap the office, then everybody go back home. Let them go back to Nigeria so that we know that we don't have an embassy here. So, to cut the whole story short, we were able to have discussion and they accepted the fact that they've not been communicating properly and that there has never been an official communication to the public. We were even saying we don't want an indoor meeting, that people are outside, that we need them to address everyone together outside so that it can be an open communication. But, for some official reason, and the person doesn't want to be granted, he doesn't want an interview, an open interview. So he was able to calm every one of us down. At least let's have an indoor conversation first, then I can, according to him, there is an hierarchy that he has to follow, which we truly understand. Because I could remember what Baba Boluwati first said the last time. If we want to get anything from our government, no matter how crazy we are, we still have to come down to their level. You understand? So we were able to listen to him, and we we listened to him. He gave us some assurance that okay, this matter will go to the higher level. That is someone more of more powerful than he is. So, and they promised us by this and next week, hopefully by next week, hopefully we'll be having another meeting with them to know the next line of action, what they've discussed, and how they are trying to build a good relationship between the UAE government and Nigerian government, and how they can restore the work permit ban to everyone again. Because I, I will be very honest with you, people are losing their job every day, every day. I think I was at the embassy on Monday, then on Tuesday, I got to work. I couldn't find my colleague. What happened? Okay, I think he saw when I uploaded the video on the status. So I said, then he now chatted me up and said, "What was the outcome of the meeting?" I said, "When I see you at work, that we will discuss." He said, "I've been stopped." I said, "What? Just like that? I saw you previous day. So what happened?" You know, this is how it is. Mostly my company, people are losing their job every day. I'm not talking of one, like 10, 5, 10, 5. That's how it is. People are losing out. They are getting out of job every day. So the question is, what will these people fall back to? What are they going to start doing? So this is why we are calling on our government to do the right thing before this thing gets out of hand. You are claiming it's a crime rate, it's a crime rate. So when is the crime not going to increase again? Of course, when people
Okay,
are out. Yes,
thank
sir.
you.
Mr. Paul,
Thank,
thank you, sir.
thank you, Mr. Eclipse Concept. Let's hear from someone who is willing to share a personal experience. Okay, somebody that has been impacted. Um, Oluwatobi, have you been personally impacted?
Yeah, I am. Even my own is. First of all, good evening. Mr. I'm sorry I couldn't put your name on my head. I'm really sorry for that.
It's
And
okay.
good evening, everyone. And then my uncle from Canada. I think. Well, I couldn't remember your name also. Actually, my own situation is even more pathetic and is even more frustrating on a daily basis. This issue now has turned to several things. It is not now only about losing job. Now, all our narratives on losing job, which is a high priority on this situation. But what we don't keep emphasizing on again is that now people are getting sick. The weather is changing now. People are getting sick. And in this country, without a resident visa, no one will attend to you in the hospital, no matter how worst your situation is. Not to talk of people that are not even on any visa now. Because if you go to the hospital, they will ask you for insurance card. Without insurance card, there is no treatment. And without job, there is no insurance card. The way people are now stranded in this country is beyond like being in prison. Like when you are in prison, you have some things that you can do, but here, nothing you can do. To the extent that a dime, just a dirham like this, some people cannot even use it for anything. In my own situation, when it happened, I lost the first job, the second one, and the third one also. The first one was like the contract expired, so couldn't renew. So I got another job, a very big salary, very high end job salary, with a lot of benefits. This I'm talking about over a 2 million naira monthly salary, with so many things. So the job was like when they employed me, when they gave me the offer letter, they asked me to stay at home, which is the policy. They applied for the working permit. It was rejected. I was thinking it was a joke or something like that. So when I went there, I took the rejection letter. I mean, the rejection reason. I took it to the Ministry of Labor. They told me that right now there is no official communication about it, and the situation is coming from competent authorities. So I asked them several times, who is this authority exactly? Because for me, there is no UAE ministry that I have never been to the extent that I've been to the office of the prime minister of this country. I've been there, but nothing availed. So the job, they waited for me for 2 months. I couldn't get it. So on a morning on Sunday, like in August, so they called me. They told me that they will have to revoke the offer letter. So they did so. That was the day. That was the day I had the interview with Chinese TV. If you can see the interview then. So I was hoping that this situation, okay, it will be solved. Let's keep on hoping. So last week, I was supposed to follow them to the embassy. I mean, to the Nigerian embassy in Dubai, but I couldn't because I have one job interview that I have to attend to, which is very important. I tried to schedule the interview for another day, but they told me no, it's not possible. So I went to the interview. So from the interview, I was selected that day. I was told to start work even that day. So I started. They already gave me the offer letter, gave me everything, registered me in their system. So I left home. I left there in the evening when I get home. The next day, when I go to the job, I I log in with the biometric attendance. So in the evening, when I want to log out, I noticed that my biometric has been deleted. Like it's not in the system anymore. I believe it was a maybe system error or something like that. So I left there. I have not even reached the metro station. I just got a call from the HR. So they started explaining that they have applied for my work permit several times and they cannot get it through in this situation that they have nothing to do. They will have to revoke the offer letter again, which is the third one. So I told them that, okay, can you just give me until 15? There is a conversation going on between my country government and the UAE. Like they said, they will have a meeting by 15. So between 15, before the end of that week on Thursday, so we hope that things will go on. Then they said, okay, they will wait till 15. But they said that the position is a position that really needs urgent staff to occupy this, to discharge the duty. So they told me they cannot guarantee me until 15, but hopefully I should just keep on. Maybe I will hear from them anytime. So the situation now is that right now in this country, like people are now useless to the extent that to even eat, if I don't go to that interview on that day, I will not even be able to follow them to the embassy because I don't even have one dirham to even take, transportation to go there, but I cannot say it out. I have something here, a property that I invested in. The terms and condition of the payment of that property is like, if I couldn't pay by the end of this November, everything will be forfeited. Even the money I've paid, all the deposits, everything is gone. And this is not a small money, and it's not a small property. I've been here in this country for the past 7 years. Like I've been struggling doing this work that doesn't really worth it to that extent. But I keep on like because I believe one day will be one day. And when everything happens, look at the country I come from. How can somebody wake up and say the only thing I believe I regret in this life is being a Nigerian citizen? And when somebody gets a dual citizenship now, they ask the person, when was the most happiest day of your life? We say the day I got a dual citizenship. When I see that I'm no longer a Nigerian citizen. Because if I'm asked now, those are my answer to those two questions. If they ask me, well, what is the most regrettable thing that has ever happened to you in your life? I would say being a Nigerian citizen. And I will ask God that question. Why did he create me in Nigeria? And if I'm being asked now, what can make you happy? I don't just want to be a Nigerian citizen anymore. Because the situation, like things that I'm losing now, as in how I'm feeling, I don't have where to stay. I was sleeping on a single chair in the kitchen. My bags are in the toilet, in the bathroom. I couldn't call home. I don't want to talk to them at home. I'm very sure maybe they'll be listening to this at home now. I'm not supposed to speak or to this extent because I've been keeping the situation with them. They are asking, but I don't want them to know, like, how will I be? What sense is in need to be asking Nigeria to be calling home to send money to me here? Look at the inflation, the rate of the money. That even if they send me 50,000 naira, it's nothing here. Because with the situation now, and Nigerian government are turning deaf ear. They don't care, but they don't even think that people are even existing. No Nigerians are. I mean, Nigerians are. They believe Nigerians are not existing if they are not inside Nigeria. They don't care. Look at the way I am. Like I don't just. Right. The situation is really frustrating. Like my own situation, it was this lady that did the interview. If you call her, if she's listening now, she will hear. And I hold her as in I really thank her for that. That lady, Mayowa of Channels TV, was the one that sent me 200 rams yesterday. It was that lady. If she's listening now, she will hear it. Because I'm very sick. I'm having chest pain. I don't even know the extent, like the way it is now. I cannot go to the hospital. I have visit visa only. Even if I go there, if it is not on emergency, the insurance will not cover. That's why I'm saying now this thing is going beyond I've been losing job now. It's like going beyond. People will start losing life if they don't take things. I think about it before. Like, what is the essence of even being in this life? Like, these things are happening. They frustrate people back home. They are still frustrating people out when we are not even home. They don't even want to take up their responsibilities at all. We have approached them in a nice way, in a calm way, and they did nothing, absolutely nothing to us to assist the situation. Because for me, I don't know what I can say I've done. So a lot of opportunities I've left, and I'm the kind of person with my experience here, it's really high. Like the companies I'm going to aim, at least small companies, they are trying to allow people to work with them with this visa. The kind of companies I'm approaching, they can't allow me to work with visit visa because they are high end company. Like their reputation, and it's a very big fine on them if anything happen if the government to find out. So that's how it's more difficult to a lot of people. So we are pleading them, we are begging them, like they are not saying anything. The last time I saw what is it called, Abike Dabiri, when the night that Anthony Joshua lost that belt, that same night she came out, posted his photo that we are behind you, we are even though you lose or something like that. I was so mad. Like, is this woman delusional? What do you mean? But is this guy even representing Nigeria internationally? As in, how are we so dumb and foolish like this? People are here in Dubai crying on your leg every day, like telling you what is happening, how they are suffering. And you are here, you come out on somebody that earned more than 4 billion naira under 2 hours. Is it because of the population of people in Dubai that for the past 40 years they have not even accumulated 1 billion in their life? How does coming out to praise Anthony Joshua despite the loss or even he earned over 4 billion naira on that night alone, less than 2 hours? Somebody that's not even a Nigerian citizen. He does the fact that he is not representing Nigeria. That means he's not a Nigerian citizen. And I've sent several emails to her, numerous messages on her Instagram, to the extent that sometimes she just, as in she disabled Instagram handle. Like you cannot mention her, you cannot tag her, you cannot even comment on her post because she knew that what people in UAE they won't stop, they will keep on disturbing. And she see us like we are disturbing him, we are disturbing her over her job. And the title she gave herself in a government office, like I was wondering, this is a government office under the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. When you are the chairman and the CEO in a public office, that means she can do and undo. Like she's seeing that title like it's a company, it's a private company.
Oluwatosin, I'm Oluwatobi. If I want to say I understand, but you know, I'm sorry. You know, I don't know. This is too much, and it's unfortunate that it's happening. Wow. Okay. Let's hear from Andy Prince, and then we will hear the village boy, and then we'll see if some other person wants to share their experience too. The reason I want people to share their experience is that maybe they would see reason to take this seriously. Okay. As Oluwatobi was talking when he mentioned Anthony Joshua, and I wrote on my note here, that Nigeria is for the haves. Nigeria is good for the haves. The have-nots are on their own. And that, especially for people of my generation, those of us that are 45 and below, majority of us have never benefited from the country Nigeria. Majority, like 80% of us, 45 and below, have never really benefited. I mean, when you go to other countries, that's when you know what it means to be a citizen. That's when you know, benefits that is associated with being a citizen of a country. I've lived in the UAE. I'm currently in India. Even in India, see, let me tell you, Nigerians, when they hear India, the picture that they have in their head is a picture of those those old movies of India in the village, one lady dancing and singing. India is a 21st century country now. The at some point, because I'm a social worker, and being a social worker, it requires me to do practice with people in the rural area. You see my smartphone. Government do buy smartphone even for these rural people. And there are NGOs that are training the old people, older Indians, to use it. When I go to the street to buy orange, I mean, I'm talking about street hawkers or people who just have small kiosk on the side. I don't need to have rupees with me, only my phone. That's how I make payment. So even the person that is selling vegetable, that is selling okra, when I was in the north, I like to cook okra very often. So when I buy my okra of 20 rupees, maybe 30 rupees, I pay with my phone. So that man who is like an illiterate, okay, he's been captured in the banking sector. He has an ID card. The people that are there's what they call BPL. Okay, it means backward. It's behind the poverty line or something like that. They have a card. Okay, so the government will give you card. It's a yellow card. So with this card, the implication of that is when you have
Paul,
this
let
card,
me pause you there, please.
interaction.
Paul, let's hear from
Okay,
these guys, please.
okay. I'm sorry. Thank you. All right, Andy, please.
Good evening, everyone. Thanks for the opportunity given to us from the UAE. Uh, Although I am not affected directly, but I am affected indirectly because he affected my wife also. So, if in UAE, if you have a family or you have children who are going to school in UAE, if you lost your job, you lost everything. You cannot pay for their school fees. You cannot even pay for if you have a flat, you cannot pay for it. You cannot renew it. If you have loan, you cannot pay for it, and you cannot leave the country. It is that bad. And the other thing I really want to say is, as a citizen, what is our benefit as a citizen of Nigeria? What are we benefiting from that same Nigeria? In the embassy, I was there. I attended I went to the embassy with them. It is very difficult to believe that most of these officials they don't know what is going on in UAE, and they believe everything is well. We have over seven, if not 500 or 700 people who are affected. Two, the what's it called, the passport issue. Most of us, I want to put my wife on my visa. I cannot because I don't have passport. They cannot renew my passport. And I've applied for that passport since March. And we are in November. I cannot get my passport. And I cannot put my wife on my visa because I don't have passport. I did 3 months for her and the 3 months expired. I need to renew it again for another 3 months because I don't have passport. Not only in UAE, in Kuwait also, most people are they're about to lose their job because they don't have passports to renew their work. So what are the government doing for we in diaspora? What are they doing? This, if you go
Bro, can
to,
can you be can you please just stay within the current situation? I'm sorry, so that way we may be able to cover more people. I want us to
ye-
make it about people who have been affected. Even me, I've been carried away by emotions earlier. So please, can we stay
Yeah,
within that? Thank you.
it's affecting Nigerians in UAE. It affected my wife. So it's I know the pain. I know what people are passing through. I know what people are going through in UAE. So my question is, what is the government doing for us? What are their plans? Because the only thing that will make UAE to stop this work permit is because of the flights. If they resume the flight today, if they uplift the ban in with Emirates flight, they will reverse everything back. I'm 100% sure. If they uplift this Emirates ban, everything will come back to normal. So they have been discussing since February, and the discussion is not yielding any results. That means they should reform Nigerians to come back home. But they are mute. They are not saying anything. So it is very, very difficult. I will stop here because if I continue, I will be so emotional and you cannot hear what I'm saying.
Thank,
So I will stop here.
I just want
thank,
to add one thing to what he said regarding. He said about the flight ban on this issue, the implication of the flight ban. Yeah, it's true. But my question is that what is the reason for Nigeria, as in where for this issue of this flight that they cannot lift the ban on Emirates for no reason? This will show how they cannot think like directly, because if they think on this thing does it's not something that's supposed to cause any issue or any reason. Look at now, regarding what you said, since March, I was about to take a step in March, and if I had did it then, if I took that step, by now I would be in jail, 100%. I wanted to take a loan then to pay for house rent and to do some other thing, and I will pay the loan by check. So I will just split the check into four, so that I will cover the loan. And here in UAE, if you deposit a check in the bank or you give somebody a check, if the check should bounce, even because of 50 kobo, the person is going to jail. Jail is a criminal offense. If I took that check, took that step now, then by now I'll be in jail. And I know somebody that is on the same situation, and that person is in jail now. For doing, how can he pay back the loan when he's not working? And one thing that UAE government are not seeing in this thing is that Nigerian government is not a government that is possible like to force them to do something by punishing their citizens. The only way to force them to do something is when that threat is going there to them directly, and that is one thing that we are trying to make UAE understand. It is not something that they can do to. There is nothing they can. If they start killing the entire Nigeria in this country, it cannot solve this situation. I swear to God. If they start shooting Nigeria on the streets now, killing people, nothing will happen to them as a country, and there will be no complaint from Nigerian government, and everything will still going on. It will not stop the issue. The issue of the passport in the embassy. This is the Nigeria is the only country that will see that it take 8 9 years. I mean 9 months to do passport. UAE passport only require 3 minutes in the from the from the airport to renew. So why are we getting all these things wrong? Look at the situation they are putting people in. People are in jail now. I forgot to mention that thing.
yeah, please. I'll come back to you. Okay, I'll come back to you. We've already spent 43 minutes, and if we want people in Nigeria to see it, we must make it as short as possible. It's no longer short. So let's hear from Fernando. Fernando, are you there?
It's occupied today, and I try to make it. Yeah. Thank you for having me around. My name is Fernando, as you just mentioned. The experience we are facing right here in UAE is so pathetic that uh, it is really affecting everyone. And it is so complicated because there is no official communication. And that has made the embassy so dumbstruck that they lack the power to even negotiate and exchange letters. Because even if you drop a letter or try to negotiate, they will tell you, we never, sent a letter notifying you of what you are submitting for. It's so difficult, and the Nigerian government also have remained uh, inattentive to Nigerians cry. I don't know the reason why they are always like this in diasporan issues. I don't really know. We have tried to channel all complaints and then petitions to the people we can.
Bro,
And
please, if you have been, Fernando, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Hello. Okay.
I can hear you.
If you have been affected, yeah, please tell us if you have been affected directly. I don't want you to make a general statement. We understand all of that, but can you tell us if you have been affected directly or somebody you know, like
No, no, no.
Andy Prince, whom it has affected his wife, so we know that it has affected him.
I am not affected directly.
Okay, thank you. Let's see. Um, if somebody has been directly impacted or you have witnessed someone that has been impacted, we want that story to go out there so that people back in Nigeria will understand, okay, that this is what some people have been going through. Tosin, are there more people who want to share their
Obina.
personal experience? Okay,
Yeah,
Obina.
Obina is affected.
Okay.
Obinna is completely affected. Good evening, all.
Good evening.
My name is Igwez Obinna. I'm from Enugu State.
All right, bro.
I've been affected because of this ban on work permit because I cancelled my previous visa because I got a new job. So I have not been able to secure another job. I lost 3 jobs because of this issue. And currently, surviving has not been easy. Yeah, and I know about 30 Nigerians from the same company that are facing the same issue. So the issue is not a big issue. It's not a small issue at all. And the UAE is very expensive for you not to have what you are doing to be earning money. You can't even pay house rent. You can't pay for your utility bills. My brother, the issue, if I continue talking, I will even start shedding tears because the issue has not been easy at all. You know what our people have been doing? Some of them will go for part-time jobs for them to be able to be feeding. Now this thing we go to do. The thing is just, I'm even tired. If I start narrating the issue, maybe we'll not leave from here today. We'll not go from here. So I don't know where to stop. I don't know where to drop the issue. So
All right, thank you for
thank you.
that which you have said. Thank you, bro. Um, Village boy, I want you to just give a comment, and then I want Tosin. Tosin, I want you to please, if you can prepare to answer this question. I want you to give us an idea. What does it mean if you are in the UAE and you don't have a job?
Well, thank you so very much. I have listened patiently to all the everybody has to say, and the situation is very pathetic. This is about citizenship, and the concept of citizenship is such that if you are a citizen of a country and you move out of that country, anywhere you are, it is the concern of government to see to that your citizenship is not compromised, your citizenship is enhanced, your citizenship is catered to, your needs anywhere you find yourself is catered to by your home government. And from all this story we have heard, there seems to be maybe a lack of understanding or lack of empathy on the part of government officials. We can no longer dismiss this issue because of the claim that because of criminal activities, that is why these visas are not renewed. From what we have heard from this horse's mouth, from the kind of engagement that the people have had with the embassy officials, And the lack of communication is not perhaps limited to the UAE embassy. I think that seems to be a general pattern across Nigerian embassies all over the world. Though I will make exception that the current High Commissioner, like I said the other time, in Canada is very, very responsive and is almost very unusual. So we are, but then that should be the standard, not an exception. So even if let's even say most of these are not completely true, it is the responsibility of the government to come to respond to this. And like I said other day, the ban on Emirates, we know those who understand the economic impact of that ban, it will take a very docile government not to react to that kind of a ban. And like I also advocated the last time we had this discussion, the Nigerian government should put their house in order. The problem with this issue is because people go to the airport and they obtain fake COVID results. And when people travel with fake COVID result, you are putting the health situation of the host country where they go to at jeopardy, because somebody who says is not sick but is sick and maybe is not symptomatic, is not showing any symptom of the disease, go to mingle to the people and infect innocent people. I mean, a serious government will not take this kindly. So let Nigeria government put the house in order to ensure that whatever COVID result that is coming out of for those who are traveling out, they are genuine and they are sincere. That is number one. They should, because of that, if they have done put their house in order, they can now say, okay, Emirates, we don't like what you are doing to our citizens. We have put our house in order. Let us talk. This thing should not be cast in stone. The fact that the Emirates did not, they were disrespecting our citizens by asking them to carry out another test. While it may sound so on the surface, but the truth we know, if we are going to be sincere with ourselves, that most of these test results coming out of Nigeria are not genuine, they are fake. And if they are fake, they have health implication for the citizen of the host countries. So no good government will jeopardize the health of its citizen because you want to be nice to other people. That is that. So the government officials can no longer claim they are not aware of this now. A lot of information is going out of that. Let them, both the embassy in UAE should make true representation of what is going on to the home government. They should not hide under the cloak of diplomacy, which I call language of deceit, and not report the situation as it were. They should report the situation as it is to the home government. And it is expected that the government at home should be responsive to know what is the practical situation. I agree with you also that if the ban on Emirates is removed today, there is every likelihood that this situation will reverse immediately. So, and if also government claim that there are some criminal element that are causing this, they should find a way they should investigate that. Again, when you are pushing people to hunger, when you are pushing people to abject poverty, what are you asking them to do? In life, in nature, survivor is a natural instinct. So, though I do not advocate people to go the wrong way, but from what we have heard today, from the the genuinity, the genuineness of the information we have had, the government should sit up and be alive to their responsibility. You cannot pretend. It doesn't even matter that you can't even ask these people to come back home because you don't even have job for them anyway. If they were to come back to Nigeria today, you don't have job for them. So if they go there and they make money, and of course it is on record that diaspora remittance is a huge part of the of what is keeping the economy back at home. Even if that is not there, The government owe its citizens, wherever they are in the world, responsibility that they live a decent and respectable life. When somebody is living in a completed building, when somebody is living, your citizens are living in bus stations, that is not the respectable lifestyle. And government should rise to the occasion. They should address this issue as urgent as yesterday. So there's no time to waste. These are your people. These are Nigerians by blood and by flesh and blood. So you cannot abandon them. You cannot pretend that, okay, you didn't send them to go there. That is not it. Their situation is critical and it requires urgent attention. If it is you, if it is Emirate man that is causing the issue, resolve the issue and let us move forward. These are human beings. They are entitled to dignity of life. They want to work. Imagine somebody who wants to work. Somebody who has been offered a job, and because he cannot renew his work permit, the job is losing the job. Look at the mental health. We are not even talking about that one. The mental health of these people is not in good shape. But they are citizens. What is the value of their citizenship at this moment? If government cannot come and help them in the hours of their crisis, I pray that the government in Abuja, the government in UAE, at the embassy, will be human enough to rise for the help of these people. They are our citizens. They are our people. We cannot abandon them. We should not leave them. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, sir. Tosin, would you want to go ahead with that question? I want you to tell us, just because some people may, since they may have not lived in Nigeria before, I want them to understand what it means if you are in the UAE and you don't have a job.
Uh, okay, I will respond to that very quickly. Very quickly, regarding our visitation to the embassy at Abu Dhabi on Monday. Uh, in fairness, we have to commend the official that attended to us. In fairness to him, he was very, very matured. He handled the conversation or the meeting very politely. He identified with us. He accepted fault, which is unusual of Nigeria official. And he is like in a age bracket, and during and after the meeting, there is a little bit hope that will restore in me that the youth in Nigeria still can fix that country, because before then we have had engagement with an official which is much more older, and I know how all of us felt after the meeting. And so, in fairness to him, he did a very good job, and kudos to him. Now, living in UAE as an expatriate and not having a job is suicide, because there is practically no means of survival. You cannot beg for harm on the street. It is illegal in UAE to beg for harm on the street. They will advise you to go to humanitarian ministry and all that. So it is illegal to beg for harm. Apart from that, Nigerians, you know the way we are. Èèyàn burúkú ti bèèyàn rere jẹ́. So even to ask for help from your fellow Nigerians or black, it is difficult. If the amount, I have friends that are other part of the world, and I understand that the amount we pay for one room here, a room in a flat here, is what they pay for a whole apartment, like the whole flat in other part of the world. Because here we have a little landscape, so all our buildings are towers. In short, living in UAE is expensive. Living in Dubai is expensive. So the only thing that can sustain people here is having a job. The only thing that can sustain you is having a job, because even a lot of people that are working, when they get their salary, they remove house rent, they remove transportation, feeding. They are left with only little amount of money to send back home. So imagine now those people cannot even get the money. And in UAE here, if you are working and you are receiving salary, by 25th of the month, your mouth is already hoping to get salary. Even your manager at work will be the one coming to ask you guys, salary come? I say, boss, I'm not with my phone. You have phone, check. Maybe my SMS not coming. That's why I'm asking you. So even your boss that is collecting maybe times two of your salary on 25th, he'll be the one asking you if salary comes. So to live in UAE without salary is very difficult. It is very difficult. You don't, people should not imagine what those without job are passing through. You cannot imagine what they are passing through. That means you cannot, not even, you have to start begging money from people, start, because your landlord will not understand that you lost your job and there is no flight from Nigeria, and Nigerian cannot get work. I mean, your landlord will not understand that, because the people that gave him the flat also, he has check to pay them. So your landlord will not understand that you don't have a job. So if you don't have room to of your own, you don't have where to sleep, what become of that person? People back at home already, they're having tough time. Are we going to be calling, if you are abroad, then you are calling people back home? You know, when people chat with me and I say, I cannot complain. Oh. Say, how are you? I cannot complain. Oh. How will I be in Dubai and be complaining to you in Nigeria?
Can I answer that question furthermore a little bit? See, I want to advise all Nigerians at home. This thing is like they see us here as when we are telling them don't come, or if somebody say don't come, don't come. Most of them see that you don't want them to travel out of Nigeria, you don't want them to succeed in life, they don't want them to do anything. But there is one concept they don't understand, especially here in UAE. And out of 100% of people that left Nigeria with in the hope that let me just leave. I want to go. I will go and struggle. I will go and hustle. Out of 100% of them that come to UAE, 98% of them will end up in a way that they will even blame themselves later. And why did I go? So I always advise them. People tell me if they want to come to UAE. So if you want to come to UAE, it's very simple. Make sure you are financially stable. At least for the next 6 months, you are okay. Because if you are desperate, you don't have food, you don't have money, you don't have anything to do, you will be desperate to do anything and you will be hanged. Majority of them will land in farm, in a rural area where you cannot even know where maybe they are existing or not. Before you know, they are in jail. Before you know, as in 98% of them, their life will end up being mess because they just see the money for the visa and money for the ticket. They believe once they see those two, they are okay. They don't know that here, nobody is going to help you. Nobody, even if you have your blood brother of relation here, he can't help you. As Mr. Sosin just said now, salary range here for average Nigeria, at least, let's say out of 100% of Nigeria here, about 70% of Nigeria are getting less than 5,000 dirhams. And if a company should pay you 5,000 dirhams, definitely it's not involving accommodation. You want to be okay, you will get at least 1,000, especially, okay, I will not use Dubai as this estimation because Dubai is really expensive. I will use other Emirates that are not expensive so that when you compare that with Dubai, then you will understand. If you're getting 5,000, which I even out of it's really the percentage of people getting 5,000 here, it's really low. Majority of Nigeria salary here for 70% is 3,000 dirhams below. And that 3,000, they didn't even have accommodation. They will pay 1,000 dirham for accommodation. Okay, we are Nigerians. We can survive without even eating 3 times a day. We are not Indians. They can't do less than 4 or 5 times a day for food. Okay, you are spending 300 dirhams on food minimum, and that is not even possible. That is 1,300. There is no even transportation. When you are getting 3,000, that means everything is inclusive. You are not even going to get transportation. So you will be left with, let's say, maximum of 1,200 or 1,300 at the end of the month. You have families at home. You want to set up your. How many years do you want to stay in UAE before you have 1 million naira in your account? So I always tell people in Nigeria, if you know you are earning up to 200,000 naira, or let's say 150,000 naira in Nigeria, you don't have any reason to come and hustle in UAE. So when we give them this advice, they think that no, what is there? People is doing this one is doing this one is doing this. Like me now, I've been here for 8 years. If I do something in Nigeria now, they believe that place is good. They want to come. They don't know what I have passed through. So I would just beg them, just plead with them when you want to come to UAE, make sure in your next 6 months you are going to be financially stable to cater for yourself. Anything below 6 months, don't even embark on that journey. It's a suicide mission. It's a suicide mission. Because if you, and the worst part is that if you know your health status, that you are this kind of person, you can get sick at any time. If you try it, you are dying here. Your corpse is going back home. Because no, how can you, consultation fee in an average hospital here, you are paying about 100,000 plus to even let you to talk doctor without treatment. So how can you do that on visit visa? You
Well,
can't.
well, thank you, Oluwatobi. And
Can I
I think
continue my
we'll
thought?
okay,
Oh,
quickly finish. Those quickly, please. We will
yeah,
round
so
up
it's
soon.
difficult for people
Um,
to be here and
just
not
give me one
working.
minute, 1 second, Tosin, please.
Okay.
Somebody, Bright Lambert, he was saying that he wants to share his experience. The link has been shared in the comment section. Bright Lambert, use Bright as your name so that I can accept you. If not, I will not. Okay, go ahead, Tosin.
So it is difficult to be here and not with a job because not just somebody has been working before and been spending money and have responsibilities, have parents at home is sending money to, or have kids here or at home. You have spouse, you have younger ones you will take care of. It is very difficult because these people will kind of like they are expecting salary from you every month. So all of a sudden that just stop. It is very crazy. It is difficult. So apart from the fact that you have mental a cycle that you cannot renew your work permit, you don't have a job, and your situation in Dubai, you are also thinking of your people back in Nigeria, how you cannot support them, how you cannot send money to them, how they are sick and you cannot send money for them to go to hospital. And some of the people we have in Nigeria, when we went to the embassy, a guy shared a story with us of his mom that is diabetics and she has to buy drugs every month. And this guy could not send money for the drugs. So it is difficult when people are here and not working. I see our guests coming already.
Sorry, Isman, you want to share, right? I, are you in the UAE and
Yeah,
impacted?
affected Nigerian citizen that is affected by this work permit. So I am pleading to the UAE government to please and the Nigerian government to please and show us their capacity, what they are capable of doing to resolve this work permit, because now we are really in a state that is very, very hard for us to survive in UAE. Now, no work, no work to sustain our living in UAE. Now we are working in some places. They just pay some little money for us, like it's not suitable the way they use us. But personally, I have a work that they have applied me for, but the man is not able to process my work permit, and it has been a mystery time, like 2 3 months now. Please, I'm pleading to this government to please and help us in this situation, because the situation is very bad for us here, we Nigerians, because of this unable to renew our work permit. Please and please, we are pleading to this our government to do something, lift the ban on this emirated line and the work permit. Please, we are
Okay,
pleading.
thank you. Thank you. Let's hear from Love Day. Love Day, are you there?
Yes,
You are mute.
Yeah, please share if you have been impacted.
yes, I've been affected. Good evening, my fellow comrades. Based on what has been happening, um, I I thought it was a joke or it was a play based on the renewal. So when I went for medicals, everything worked fine. Then along the line, the company called me and showed me that it isn't working, it's not going. I thought it was what happened? They said the renewal is not working. This happened before the ED. So they said, okay, let me wait. After the ED holiday, they will still check to see if the thing will go through. They still try again, it didn't work. So I had to tell them, okay, do you know what will happen? Just do this for me. Let me just watch and see what will happen. Because I want to stay legal. I don't want to stay illegal. Because we all know the country we are and the fine we pile up. So seriously, it has been very, very hard us. Or should I say me too? Because I've been seeing things happening. I'm a Nigerian brother. Some of them around my area. Nobody, they don't have any more work again. They don't just work again. They just roam around like pickles. So it's been very, very bad. Seriously, I can't even know what. I don't even know what to say. It's hard on us. Nigeria government should please try and help us. We are really, really suffering.
All right, thank
We are
you.
suffering.
If you, sorry, I have had to remove some people because we cannot have more than a particular number, and so that's why some people are not able to get in. So if I have removed you, I please do understand that that is the reason. So we are just I'm trying to see if we can get one more, so that we'll close one or two more. Uh, for people who have direct experience or who it has been directly impacted, please. Uh, I think there was one. Someone just joined. Okay, he stepped out again. Okay. Um, I was going to share when I asked the question from Tosin, and they have answered the question, but I just want to add that health, you cannot go to hospital if you don't have health insurance. It's not as if they will stop you from going. You will go, but the thing is that to pay out of pocket, if I have to see a doctor, you may have to pay as much as maybe 200 or 300 for consultation alone. And the UAE, nobody will. There are only a few medicine that you can buy on the counter. Okay, nobody will sell to you if you have not seen a doctor. So these are some of the major issues: transportation, and the people at home.
Mr.
Many
Paul,
people in the UAE can't even tell their
Mr.
people at
Paul,
home. Yes.
I will just share my experience a little bit. I'll be very quick.
Okay, please,
So,
quickly.
2016, when I came in, then in my place of work, I became sick. I lost stamina, and they took me to the hospital. And to cut the whole story short, by the time I was attended to, I became fine and everything. I saw the bill. I was not having insurance. I was not having anything. I was already working. So all my documents are still under processing. But when I saw the bill, it was around 750 dirhams. And what happened? Tiredness. That was what they wrote on the um, medical reports. Tiredness. So the thing is, this country, there's no way we can survive without having money. That's just the truth. Medically, you must have money unless you are having insurance. And my advice to everyone at this point is try as much if you're still having your job. Try as much to save whatever you can save. This is not the time to be to buy everything now. Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you very much. Please, I want you to do something for us, please. If this have been, is this has impacted you or impacted somebody that you know, I need you to just, look at the share button now, share it. Okay, if we maybe just maybe somebody might know somebody that will know somebody that will share it, and then it will reach Baba Buhari or whoever that might be able to do something. I know that I don't think this should be rocket science. It's just about people coming down from their high horses and saying, okay, to government, let's what can we do? There's no need for sorry. It's just a matter of sitting down and say, okay, we will open this thing. You open that. We sign. You sign. Simple. You know, for the sake of these people that are suffering, and for the sake of we don't know what's gonna happen. You know, so Nigerians, we are resilient, but at the same time, it's because we don't go to psychiatrists. We don't know what's happening. We don't know what's happening up here ordinarily. So I'm somebody is still trying to join. Okay, Stanley. Good evening.
Hi,
Good evening. Have you been impacted? Are you in the UAE?
good evening.
Have you been impacted?
Yes, I have been directly affected.
Okay, please share with us.
Actually, I resigned from my old working area because I got a better offer. Okay. Um, I joined a new company. This happened August. I joined in August, and immediately after cancellation of the process. After cancellation of the old visa, I had to just 30 days. Within the 30 days, my company applied two times because it's a Chinese company. They applied two times ban. I was not able to get a new visa. My PRO was he's an understanding type. He said, okay, we give it some time. Some time ago, maybe this experience happened for around some 1 month or a few weeks like this, it will be okay. I said, okay, what month are we now? They tried already two times. I didn't get this work permit until now. What am I doing? The company cannot apply for my 3 months visa for me to work with them. No, it's okay if I use it for the temporary time, but I need to do this with my own money. How much is my salary? Then I need to apply for this 3 months visa every 3 months. I already did one, which is coming to an end, as a matter of fact. I just hope that the authorities, concerned authorities, both in Nigeria and UAE, will get these lingering issues sorted out as soon as possible. People around. I think my life is better because at least I'm working with 3 months. At least I'm still earning something to feed, at least to feed with after making a 3 months visa change. Some guys around me, I cannot open my mouth to explain their situations. I hope and pray and wish that all these broadcasts, all these appeals will touch the minds and the hearts of those who are actually uh, 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 in the helm of affair to affect the change that we are desiring. This is my contribution. We are affected and we are suffering severely in the UAE.
Thank you very much. Thank you for making that short and direct.
Thank you.
I have a message here that people cannot join, so I have to. I think there is Jamal. Jamal, are you there?
Um,
Jamal, are you there? I can't hear you, Jamal.
Seems he's having network issue.
Okay, so if he's having network issue, because
We are
we
one
already have,
hour 20 minutes already.
yeah, yeah. So Usman is raising his hand here, but we will soon go.
Yes,
Usman, you've spoken.
yes, please. Please, I want to say one more thing, please.
Okay, quickly, please.
Yes, because the other time that I was speaking, I'm not with my headphone. So now I just wanted to put a contribution because the work I was working when I come is I'm working with a local before. So unfortunately, he is unable to process my visa at that time. So the issue now is that when he wanted to process my visa now, he told me that our country is being bad. So I told him, yes, that I know. He said the problem is from our embassy. That's the latest update that he gave me like 2, 3 weeks. He said the problem is from our embassy that we should give penetrating the embassy. That if we penetrate the embassy because it's a local too, he said if we keep penetrating the embassy, that they will actually find a way for us. So he said they are the one that can speak on our behalf because this man he has been trying to process everything for me under his private and under his company. So it's not going.
All right, thank you, thank you. I understand that you are probably in work environment, so the noise is getting in so much. There is Jamal here. I don't know if his network is better now. I'm going to remove you, Usman, because you have spoken. So we are going to close now because I don't want it to. It's already long, even. Jamal, can you hear me? Jamal, can you hear me? Okay, how
Yes, I
about
hear you.
Oluwasegun? Okay, please go ahead and
Yes,
speak.
I can hear you.
Okay,
Oh, thank you very
all right,
much
quick.
for letting me in. I'll be very quick and precise about this whole thing. You see, it happened. It started in the month of June. Actually, I was working in a very good organization, and I got a better opportunity. So I had to cancel my visa. My visa was still active till next year, November 2022. So I had to cancel my visas, my work permit with that old organization, hoping that I'll get a renewal from the new organization. But unfortunately, the new organization told me that they tried to renew my work permit it was a three attempts. They couldn't get through. Fine. So they were like, the only option I was left with, I have to go for 3 months in-country visit visa, which I had to pay myself. That in-country visa expired just 3 days ago.
Okay, I think he's having problem. We are having a lot of people trying to join. Okay, so hello. So we have a woman. Are you there, BC?
Yes, I'm here. Good evening.
Okay. Good evening, please.
Good
Have you
evening,
been
everyone.
impacted? Good evening. Have you been impacted? Please quickly share your experience with us.
Yeah, my name is BC Kazim, as written in the screen. I'm one of the affected citizens in UAE. It all started in July, first week of July, when I resigned from my previous company to join a new one, NMC Royal Hospital here in Khalifa City, Abu Dhabi. So after I was done with my cancellation, I sent it to the new company, NMC. So after a week, they got back to me that they tried to process my visa, but they couldn't due to work permit ban on Nigerians. In fact, the HR lady really tried for me. She asked me to go to the embassy to make some inquiries what was wrong then, which I did, but they didn't allow me in. So later she asked me to wait for a while, that they want to try to apply from Dubai. They even told me that if they were able to apply from Dubai, meaning I will be employed from Dubai, then I will be working in Abu Dhabi. I said it's fine by me. So after a week again, they got back to me that still they couldn't process my visa from Dubai, that they will wait for me for 1 month. So after 1 month of my cancellation, cancellation visa is always 1 month. So after then, the HR lady called me that I will have to go for visa change. That even if they are going to wait for me, they wouldn't want me to be an illegal immigrant in UAE. So I rally around. In fact, I call people home for me to gather my money because after my cancellation, my previous company sent me out of the accommodation, which warrant me to get another best place within Khalifa City. So I wasn't having enough money for the visa change. In fact, I was already on overstay for like 15 days. So I have to start calling people, even my church member. In fact, my pastor had to add money for me. I'm still owing a member in the church now. So I went for the visa change in August, end of August. So the visa change is now left with 1 month now, end of this November. I think it's 1st of December it will finish. So in September, first week of September, NMC Royal sent mail back to me that they couldn't wait for me again, that they had to move on, that the ban is taking more than normal. Been moving from one place to another. I've been doing all sorts of things for me to feed, and I couldn't rent any room again. I had to start living with friends. At time I would sleep in the church. At time I would sleep in a friend's place. So from now till from that time till now, I don't have anything to do. So I'm pleading with UAE government and Nigerian government that they should come to agreement. They should pity us. I was the lady in the video of the first Channels TV video that was posted out. I was the lady in the Zoom meeting. So I was among the people that went to Nigerian embassy on Monday. I was among the people. I was the lady putting on orange. If you have watched the video, I was the lady putting on orange top then. So I'm begging UAE government and Nigerian government to come to agreement. Whatever they want, whatever it will take them to come to agreement, that they should pity us because the Bible said an idle mind is a devil's workshop. So if it continue like this, people might end up doing what is wrong in UAE. If somebody is not working and you
All
are
right.
hungry,
Thank you,
you
my
need
sister.
money, you can go into anything. Thank you so much,
Yeah,
sir.
no, thank you, thank you. I'm glad that we finally have a woman voice, a woman's voice. It's not easy to. There are, I think maybe to every woman in UAE, you have about 5 to 6 men. So, Olua Shegun, have you spoken?
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening, please. Just
Um,
quickly.
thank you for this medium to express
Wait,
ourselves.
please, one second. Please do share this. Share it. If you share it, it's probably going to give us an opportunity for it to reach to people that are in government. It is very, very important. Please share in groups. If there are groups that you are very much active in, please do share in those groups. Thank you. Please go ahead briefly.
Yeah. Once again, thank you very much for this platform. Actually, it all started like play, and finally the it's is becoming or already is we are seeing it as a reality show now. Well, let me say so far so good. Today by 12 a.m. my 1 month grace is going to finish. Actually, I have a plan of leaving the country on Saturday. So, because I have a dual nationality, so planning to go to Cameroon to make another passport. Hopefully, since I have the go ahead from work, hopefully I will get back to work. But I don't know on what basis UAE government are trying to, even there is a diplomatic issue. I have a friend sometimes around August. This guy got a new job. He got a new job and he was able, his new company did everything. And that time was also the time all these things, this whole thing started. He got a new job. Everything was done, and he's still under labor contracts because he went to this Taujid. I don't know how they pronounce it. Maybe if I'm correct. He went for the orientation. He did everything, did medical. His passport was stamped till now, and he's working. And the funniest thing, this the job is doing is even very very low paying job. So I don't know on what basis are they using to classify people who they are not approving their visa, or this restriction, this visa restriction. I really want to understand very well. Even there are some people who got their new job after this whole thing started. So it baffles me, and I pray all these dramas finish. Oh, I pray all this drama ends because it's really really telling on us. Somebody like me, I don't even expect it to get to me because I work with ADNOC. So, and though my visa is not direct ADNOC, but at least uh, I don't even expect it to get to me or I'll be affected. So we are pleading. We are pleading. I heard there is a meeting coming up maybe on the 15th. Hopefully, maybe they will find a solution to all this and try to, because a lot of people are being affected. A lot of people are being affected, just like me, the way I'm being affected. Pray to God, all this old drama can finish. But I'm just so surprised why Nigerian government are not bothered, because now we have thousands of people now that have lost their job. Where did they expect them to? Nigerian government, are they expecting us to come back home, or what job? Somebody that is on a salary of 900,000 or 800,000 or 1 million, you know, most of my friend, even me, will I go home now and maybe what job? Who will give me the job? And there is a standard that maybe you've placed yourself on. A lot of people are depending on you. Who will be responsible for all these things? These are what our Nigerian people are not helping us, putting it into consideration, like finding a solution to this long lasting problem. They are
Thank
not
you.
reasoning the way we are reasoning. They should
Oluwa-
please
Oluwasegun,
get
thank
us
you.
out of this mess.
Yeah, we are hoping. Let's quickly take Bright and then we will close. I think
Thank you.
Bright might probably be the last person. But please go ahead. You have 1 minute. What's your experience of this?
Hello, good evening, all. My name is Bright. I stay in Dubai. My candid opinion is I got a job in one of the well-known restaurants in this Dubai, which is Jem Burak. That was August, and they tried to process my visa. They tried 3 times, but they couldn't. Around September, they called me. First of September, my cancellation letter is with me. They told me, sorry, due to Nigerian issue that we cannot process your visa, and we cannot risk by keeping you in our company, and as well if we keep you in our company is a risk to you, and as well is a risk to us. But we're sorry, you have to stop. And I asked them, can't I use the 3 months visa? But they said no. But I've so many in my company, so many people have resigned, and plenty of them are in the house. And me right now, I'm owing my landlord 3 months house rent without paying. And you can see, without if I did not go to job, I cannot pay. And right now, I don't really know. My landlord is a Pakistani. It's not a Nigerian that I will speak to that will understand me. So I don't really. I'm just begging Nigerians for them to come to our aid. Let them do something meaningful. It's not from there for them to be traveling from Nigeria to UK for medical attention. While we in Dubai, we in UAE, we are suffering. Let them do something very fast, because if everybody here that are being affected comes to Nigeria, it will be a big disaster to us. That is my candid opinion.
All right, thank you very much. We will close now, but let me take a closing statement or comment from the village boy. We will close. Please do share this. I cannot stress it enough. And another thing I think you can do also is to cut it into pieces.
Please, Paul, mute yourself and mute BC. This thing is please, Paul, mute yourself and mute BC. This thing is okay. Thank you so very much. It seems that we are a bit stable now. Okay, thank you so very much. It seems that we are a bit stable now.
Village boy, do you have two sets with you?
How?
Maybe it's playing on your phone or
No,
and
I'm not. I'm not playing on my phone. I am not.
uh, okay.
No, it's not possible. It's not possible. I am not. No, it's
Okay.
not possible.
I think the
It's not
network is
possible.
jammed. That's why.
Maybe they are. I hope they are not trying to hack us anyway.
Okay, go ahead. I think it's better now.
Anyway, we've had everybody. We have had everybody, and the situation is pitiable. Again, we still appeal to government of Nigeria to be responsive and to be empathic about the plight of their citizens all over the world. About the plight of their citizens all over the world. There are people in Dubai, there are people, they are Nigerians, and they also are part of the citizenship that the government should cater to their needs and to their aspirations. So, the earlier we can put this issue to rest, the better for everybody. So, again, the mental health implication of what is going on can better be imagined. So I pray to the government, please do your job and remember hearken to the cries of your people, of the citizens in UAE, and come to their rescue, and come very quickly to their rescue. And come to their rescue, and come
Oh,
very
okay.
quickly.
Okay, thank you, Village boy. I think that that feedback is probably coming from your side, but then uh, okay, Village boy, have you muted? Okay, it's muted now. I think it's coming from your side. Maybe your browser may have been doubled. Anyway, we will close now. It's opinion sharers, and the purpose of us opinion sharers is for issues like this, we wanted to create a platform where people's voice can be heard, where everybody's voice matters. And I know that there may people who still want to, comment, who still want to contribute, but we can't take everybody. We are especially hoping that people in Nigeria will see this and that some people will make noise about it and, send it where it ought to go to. Maybe people like Abike Dabiri, people who work in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, they would see this and somebody would maybe talk to Pastor Oshibajo and they would understand that their citizens are suffering. It broke my heart seeing somebody saying that I will go back to I will travel out of UAE to go and get a citizenship or a passport of Cameroon now. He's dropping Nigeria and going to Cameroon because maybe one of his parents is from Cameroon. Anyway, there are some of us who, for now, who don't have option. So, and I think the government needs to do something about it. Thank you very, very much. My name is Paul. And I want to say special thank you to Tosin, who has been up and doing, who has put this together. And I want to say thank you to everybody who has contributed. I'm praying that this would be over very, very soon, and we would hope that you would come and give appreciation to people who have helped us in sharing it. And I want to say thank you to the village boy who had to, put some schedules on hold to join us in this. Thank you very, very much. We will be watching, okay? We will be watching the Buhari government. We will be watching the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and the embassies to see what they do. So regularly we'll report about it. Thank you very much. Good night. Please do take care of yourself. It's very, very important. Nigerians are known for being resilient, being optimistic. Even at a time like this, I implore you, no matter what happened, no matter what the situation is, try to be that strong Nigerian now. And I know that it is not easy, but I also want to say, if you can help somebody, if you can help your brother, please, this is the time to do so. Even if it is to call, talk to that person. Hopefully they still have data on their phone. Thank you very much. Bye-bye from here.